They gotta understand when they do something wrong. They have to understand when they do it right. This'll completely. Hey. We've done so much heel work. Let's do heel and have someone stop, and then I'm gonna have you just take a step back. I think sometimes they don't know what they're supposed to do because all we do is correct them when they don't do it right. Our timing needs to be so much better. The takeaway from today is slow down. At Mighty Pet, we're going to slow down.
You really don't appreciate it.
And we're going to make our dogs work through the anxiety of having to get the next thing right now.
Yeah.
Patience. So this is a really good chance. And I think you're probably reserved right now, but I don't but it comes down to he's got to have the right level of pressure. So because as soon as I find it, now I can go back. I can get softer. But if I just Benelli sit, Benelli sit, Benelli sit, Benelli sit, Benelli sit, he's gonna sit when he wants to sit. He goes, wow. It didn't hurt him. It's probably scared him. It startled him more than anything. So now what I'm gonna do is, Benelli, you sit. I don't have to put any pressure on him. Because he realizes like when you mean it, you mean it. But you gotta get to the point, you gotta find it where you can get it. And get him to change. And then you can figure out how to just take less and less and less to get it. Benelli, heel, 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 heel. He goes right to her because he goes, she's way softer than me. Heel. No. So that wasn't quite enough. Sit. That was I gave him that much. But I need to get it right away. I need to get the sit right away. I don't want to give him so many chances. So don't be afraid to ask him. If he doesn't listen, get enough so that he changes. And then the next time you probably won't have to do that much. And then lighter. Eventually we don't have to put any pressure on. But if I don't give it enough to get a change to start out with, I'll never get the habit formed. I'll never get really to respect it. The idea of when he or she says it, they mean it, and I gotta do it. So and that's what we're gonna work on out there. It'll be easier out there than here because it's a lot of distraction.
Benelli, sit.
There.
Benelli, heel.
Leaner. Watch how that puppy leans in. Just stop right there until he changes. You're not going anywhere. Get him to sit for you. Have him sit for you. And then I'd take a step forward, and then if he gets any excitement, stop and sit again. Now, stop. There. Now stop again. Stop right there. There. That was good timing. Okay. Alright, you go ahead.
Come on, let's go. Now you sit. Sit.
Real nice.
Now you heel. Now you sit.
Okay.
Sit. Get out. Good. Now you heel.
Okay. There. That was. We got out of there. Now, now what I want to do is just have us all sit here like we did last time, and just let him settle. And now, the one thing is, it's we didn't talk about mechanical stuff yet, so I don't expect like real good heel stuff. We'll be able to fix a lot of stuff with him, just on mechanics and timing, and we're gonna repeat. What I want to do is, because I filmed that, caught all of it coming up, so when we're done, we're gonna do it again, and I think it'll be a million times better. But like, it's not very hot in here right now, and look at him. I mean, he's so worked up. So now we just got to have him go. I just have to sit here for a while. He'll be the last one to go. That one might be the first one to go right there. Like, that was really nice. I thought she came out great compared to last week when she came out on 2 legs. And the one thing too I think we'll fix is that barking. I'll show you. You want to hold this? So I'm gonna take this.
Okay.
One thing it's filming right now. One thing, like, if that, when we get back to, when we get back to coming out, and it's probably first time coming out and excited and all that, that barking part, when he just sits there and barks at me, he stopped pretty quickly. We want to eliminate it completely, but I don't have a problem right here underneath them. This is kind of a settling thing. Don't want him ducking out. No. So he's not settled. But I don't mind getting a hold of the underside of their muzzle. And making sure that he's not talking back. Stop. This is a good test for her. But the more you move him, the more he gets excited. So that's why when you were coming up the aisle, like, one step was about it. And then resetting, sit. And then when he finally settled, which I thought he did pretty well for you. I mean, I think and you'll be able to see it, when you first started through there, I think your rhythm was off with him. And so, like, he was kind of settled and you didn't go. He would get excited and you were trying to get another couple steps. So it was confusing to him because the reaction to his actions wasn't jiving. But then after like the second or third time you did it, had him sit, and then you took a step and I said, okay, stop. And then all of a sudden you realized, you knew when I wanted you to stop. So the last like 3 times, Benelli, heel, heel. The last 3 times, heel, heel. As soon as he got going too fast, you stopped. And as soon as he did a nice, you could just physically see his body change, settled a little bit, then you said, okay, heel. And if it's literally like one step or 2 steps at a time, I don't care. Because as long as the timing is right, when he gets too excited, you stop. When he's settled, you move. He'll start to understand it. Then you can usually get a little more steps in, a few more steps in, a few more steps in. Heel. But heel. Sit. Heel. But as the quicker we go, the quicker he gets excited. Come on, sit. So I'll give him back to you. And then he's just gonna have to sit for a while. That's how long he can settle. I mean, it's been about a few minutes. So we need to recognize it. So now I would put that in the back of my mind and I'd go, okay, short of him doing this, because now what happened, now the downside of this is we had him in a pretty good spot. He settled pretty good, but then he got fussy. So what I want to do is I want to try to add that time that he's able to sit nice like these guys are before he kind of boils over. So in your mind, kind of get an idea of what that time was. And next time, when you sense him to start getting a little fussy, it's Benelli. This, in this case, it'll be whiskey. Whiskey. Come on. Come on. Just move him a step or two. Sit. Sit. And then get him reset. And then kind of the clock can start ticking again. But see how I called her a leaner? Rochelle, I called her a leaner when we were in there. Because she, as soon as you had her sit before going out the door, I said, see how she leans? She's a leaner. She's leaning into me. Now, she really leans. A lot of times that leaning is a dominance thing. I don't want them leaning into me. I don't want them putting their foot on my foot. A lot of times you'll see dogs sit next to their owner and put their foot on top of their foot. Don't want that. It's that upper hand thing. They're always on top. And when they're on top, they're leading, and I don't want that. So I don't want her to go, well, he'll just set me up and I'll brace into him. Come on. Whiskey. Come on. So we picked her as the least solid with her heel work. No. And so when they lean into me, sometimes I just get off of me. You know, I'm not going to necessarily move for them. She looked at me like, what? No, you're not going to lean into me. So, whiskey, heel. Now, I really like her heel position, and that's why I was surprised when you guys picked her as the worst healer. Or, not the worst healer, but the maybe one that struggles.
Yeah, her, yeah, either banana.
Because this, so you're going to hear me talk, now that we're talking some mechanical things, you're going to hear me talk about loose leads. Now she has a tendency to want to go back behind. She's really unsure of what's going on. When I talk about a loose lead, what I mean by it is I want it to drape down. I want this to make like the letter, it's usually the letter J. I guess it is the letter J. So, and I'm a left-handed healer, so this feels awkward to me, healing her on my right side. But it doesn't matter what side it is, it's the same for both sides. You just switch the lead, or switch the collar. But what I want, so when we give it back to you, what I want is a position for her to start figuring out a position. So about her shoulder in my knee is about perfect. If she's a half step forward, I usually will let it slide. If she's a half step back, I'll usually let it slide. I prefer a half step back over a half step forward. So when I get that position, she's gonna have this, I want this loose lead. But as soon as she gets out too much, what we're gonna do is we're gonna start turning and doing we're gonna walk lines. And as soon as they get out too far, we're gonna turn like 180 degrees. So when we get in a straight line, so I step off, she doesn't, so I'm gonna give her a little tap. Go ahead, just to get her feet to move. But let me see if I can do a halfway straight line here. Whiskey, whiskey. So I want their name, I'm gonna say their name always to start out with a command. And the reason I'm looking for a change from her. So I said whiskey twice and I got nothing. Sometimes it's a twitch of an ear. Sometimes they look right at me. Sometimes it's just this. I mean, it gets to be more subtle as the more I work with them. But I definitely want there. Now, if you're adjusting him right now, that was probably a really good time. Is that what you were? Because he's probably getting close to his amount of time. So if you got to take a step or two, take a step or two, and just have him reposition. Now, which side are you going to heal him on?
I usually do the left side.
Okay, so then make sure he's on your left side. So get him to your left side. Whenever you move him consistent.
No. Come here. Nelly, sit.
As you can see, he's
Sit.
had his, at home right now, I bet you this dog would be
Sit.
like, I'm done with this, Mom, let's move
Sit.
on to something else. And so now he's going, I don't really want to sit. Well, you're going to have to. This is the best drill for him, just sitting. These other ones, we're going to move them around because they're doing pretty well with it. So, whiskey. Now I got little eyes from her. Now I got to encourage her more than pull her. See how she got up just a half step? She got probably 2 steps on me. This is nice positioning. She's probably going, I'm not allowed over in that part of the store. Like she kind of stopped right there. And I think she's probably going, this is not my territory, I'm not allowed. So today, when we get these guys up, we're gonna move them. But first we're gonna start out here. Whiskey heel. See how she's looking? I didn't know it's supposed to be over here. She's actually turning with me. Pretty nice. So now she's actually back a little further than in front, which is fine. So I'm gonna bring her back over here. I want to have you take. That's Benelli too, right? She just doesn't want to do it anymore. So what is she gonna do? She's gonna go. I'll lay here and roll over on my belly. Geez. No. So it's not asking. It's not. So this. I'm gonna switch with you. So this can't work as a choker. It's not this, because right now it's just. It's gotta have the. And the other thing is it's on the wrong. It's for me. It's on the wrong side. So no. Come on. Sit. That's the position I want. So really, she got attentive. She went, oh boy, he's back. And if she wants to lay down on me, I'm trying to take a step because I'm going to counter whatever she wants to do. If you want to lay down, you come with me. Come on. So that dog hits it. So don't let this dog just lay out on you. Okay. Okay. So let's see this Benelli go down and heel. Loose lead. So you can't correct if that lead is tight. You know what I mean? So get it loose and then allow it to correct. So go ahead and get away. You got a lot of distractions here. So stay over here.
Okay.
Okay. So start over right there. Just have her sit. And line up the direction you're gonna go. There. Now reset everything. And now Bree and Benelli have to connect. So loose lead there, up a little bit more there, a little looser, right there. So now when you get the name, when you say Benelli, you get a reaction out of it. You say heel, you walk off, and if you got to tap a little bit, it won't take much to get her feet moving. Once the feet start moving, it's a heel zone thing, and she probably is going to do just fine. When you get out to that spot where you're going to turn around, if she continues to go forward, one quick correction as you 180 back. And see, we'll just see how she does. Now stop. You know what's interesting is you started right here and twice she got up and moved you over. And you know what you did? I just move over. So bump her right back. Bump her right back and get back where you want to be and let her adjust to you instead of you adjusting to her. That's it. There. Now all of a sudden you're starting to take a role of, you know what, I think I'm going to go where I want and you'll go where I need you to go. So go ahead. Turn and go the other way. Quick, sharp. Okay, come to me. Turn and go the other way. What? See how your lead is? Okay, stop. So now come back here. I'm gonna switch with you. Now this, Rochelle, you should move over so you can see this. I'm gonna switch with you. So this is good stuff. So this isn't gonna get you anything. This isn't gonna get anything. So it's gotta be, first off, I gotta get trust with her. And you have better trust. She trusts you more than she trusts me right now. So this is what it needs to be, so that when you need to get it, it can be this. It's gonna be real sharp, real crisp. This was a lot of the stuff that you just had. You started walking and she went to this right away. So if that's the case, if they get to the point where they stretch this chain out to this, you missed it, you should be going the other direction. So I told you, I didn't tell you it right, I told you to walk down there and then make a turn. I expected her to be a lot looser lead. As soon as she starts to tighten that lead up and lead you, you need to make a sharp correction and go the opposite direction. So, Benelli, heel. Good. Loose lead, loose lead, loose lead, too much. Come on. Good. Come on. Good. Now we're just figuring each other out right now. Loose lead, loose lead, loose lead. If she, there, she turned for me. I give her a chance. Good. Loose lead, loose lead, loose lead. I'm going to turn if she doesn't come. She gets it. Come on. Good. I'd like to close this little gap with us. So she's a half step behind, too, just like that one was, which probably comes from lack of confidence. Now, one thing I would do, the next thing I would do to fix this is I'd start turning into her. So now if she stays closer to me, she's a lot more apt to not get out of position. See how I mixed it up? Now I'm turning into her and she goes, I don't know about this. Good. Now I want you to notice the difference between this when I give her back to breathe. I'm encouraging her to keep up with me. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. But notice how loose this lead is. No dragging of me. She's not out in front of me at all. So I'm going to switch with you. Let's see if this stays. Because the question is the last time she got way out in front of you right away. And if she does that, I want you to correct in 180 and get her back to you to get to where the point where she goes, I don't want to be out in front of her, because as soon as I get out in front of her, she's going to snap me and she's going the opposite way. So if she's going to keep switching directions, I might as well stay out a half step behind, and then I don't have to get pulled around. I'll just follow where she goes. Let's see if there's, I mean, did you guys see how loose the lead was? I didn't have hardly have to hold on to it. She was kind of mirroring me a little bit. So let's see if it switches now. Because the only thing that's changed is the handler. It's the same leash, it's the same everything.
Benelli. Benelli. Benelli.
There, she, it was subtle, but she did it. So don't do it. So now, Bree, what you need to do is read that, because that subtle this was it. So the tone, I would change my tone instead of softer, Benelli, 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 Benelli. Big difference. Like when so we gotta get some feel out of you. When you gotta feel it. So when you need it, you Benelli. Like I talk in a certain tone, but I'll change it subtle, and people will recognize it. That pup needs to recognize different tone, and then when it might be as subtle as a twitch of an ear or a slight move of the head, You know she heard you. So now it's fair game. Now you go. It's completely when they completely ignore us, we have to get the attention. I don't want. They've got better hearing than we do. So it's are they hearing and recognizing? It might be the twitch of a nose, might be her licking her lips, something.
Okay.
But if you don't get it, change the tone. Don't because the first tone didn't work.
Okay. Benelli.
Got it.
Heel.
Snap. When she's out too far in front of you, it's a snap and get her to you. Okay, so now you turn. There. Now encourage her to come to you. Snap. Snap, back, go. Snap and go. Snap and go the other way, the other way. There you go. Encourage her to you. Now turn and get her to you. Get her to you, get her to you, get her to you, get her to you. Give her a chance, and if she doesn't, that was a nice little bump. Go the other way. So she gets over here. She gets over in this area, and she gets drifting with her head, and she kind of forgets about you. That's the time when you need to give it a sharp correction, and you need to be like meaning it, heading the other way. So she goes, I don't want that, so I better pay better attention.
Okay.
So right now that's a perfect lead position. So give her a name and then a command and then a little encouragement.
Benelli.
There it is. Go. She's looking to you that time. Turn.
Benelli.
No names or anything. Don't help her. She needs to tune into you. Turn the other way. Turn the other way. There. Get now stop for a sec. Now I feel like you two are syncing up a little better, but I think you're moving at her pace. She wants to go a little bit like this, so you're gonna go because you know what? Why stir the pot?
Right.
Now it's time for you to dictate pace.
Okay.
So I want you, if she seems to kind of go nice and cruise and pace, I want you to speed up. As soon as she realizes your pace and she starts to catch up, slow back down. So now it's start counterbalancing. Go ahead. Go, get right under his chin. There. You're really starting to act like you are going to be a leader here. And I think you're going to see her change. Go. Faster. No correction there. There's no correction there. That's come on. So pick up your pace and turn. And call her to you, get her to you. Come on. And turn. That was a nice correction. Now, there you go. Turn and come. Turn and come. There. So, what are you laughing about? Now, what I think was interesting was you actually got her pace to pick up. That's what you want. Your pace dictates her pace, and she's adjusting to it. So now I think it's completely you getting comfortable with going, I am going to set the pace. I'm either going to go faster, I'm going to go slow, and I personally base it on what the dog does. If the dog wants to go fast, I'm going slow. If the dog wants to go slow, I'm going fast. Let the dog figure out if it wants to think it's going to go fast, you go slow. So, but now I can see you're actually feeling a little of the coordination with the dog. You're starting to get bold enough to actually make a correction. Your timing's not right on some of it, but you're at least doing it. So keep going. Circle around. There's a little look. You read that. This time I want you to go right down that aisle and just go straight and just get her to you. Come on. No, not so much of this, but come on.
Benelli.
Go, 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 go. No, you just walk fast. Come on, come on. There. Get a little gait out of it. There you go. Now turn and come back. There was the best correction yet. Turn and go. Better eyes. Notice her eyes watching her. All of a sudden, Bria is kind of going, you know what? I am your leader. And look at that. Did you see that? Turn, come back. There. Nice correction. Keep going, keep going. There. A nice little turn. Again, another quick one, another quick one, another quick one, another quick one. Turn. Come back. And now slow down. Slow way down. And now stop. There's a huge difference between that. So now bring her back and just have her set up. And then let's take this Springer, because this has been long enough. It's been enough. That dog I have no worries about right now. Let her just hang out. So let's take, this is the Benelli 2. Benelli boy. Let's do it with Benelli boy now. So the biggest thing, loose lead position. And if he gets out in front of you, I want you to 180 back. Okay. Now, one thing I want you to pay attention. Okay, now get him to sit. So this is a nice little drill for him to move and have to sit. We're going to keep this short for him. But one thing I want, will you hold this? One thing I want is, I want you to really pay attention, and we don't have the best setup here because we don't have a real straight line. It's hard to figure if I'm really, but I want to see some precision, because when you just 180, you came out here, and then you came around here, and then you came back around here, and we really just had a nice little circle. So it's hard for dogs to think linear, straight lines. So when I say make a straight line out and a straight line back, like, it really is important. Like, the best place to do this, maybe we'll do it next time, is in there with the tile, because I can walk a straight line on tile and I can't get off of it. So I want to really maybe pick a mark. That's going to be my target, my straight line. And then my turn is right here. It's going to be a nice straight line back. And his heel position's not out in front, which is nice. It's a half step back.
Okay. Sit.
It doesn't take much to get him to speed up, though. See how he's actually staying back like 2 steps, because I can't catch him. I'll never be able to catch him with a snap to the neck if he's back here. That's smart on his part. So now what I'll do to counter that is just what I did with Benelli. Start turning into him. He goes, uh-oh, what happened here? So now, he's not used to that. So, we're going to start, this is, when you can start turning into them, having them adjust, you're starting to control their feet. But I wouldn't even worry about it today. Worry about outside turns, which he cheats a little bit. That's okay. So let's just get, I want to see a nice outside turn. So get him into position. Now walk right into him. So if he decides that he wants to sit in front of you, like he was, and you're going this way, get yourself, we don't want to drag him around, just walk right into him, just like you did with bumping him off. Get him into position. That's real nice. big of a difference it makes when she's straight on our line? It's making him uncomfortable. I like your pace right now because he wants to go a lot faster, and you're not allowing it. I really like that. Loose leaf, there. And now turn, and walk off, there. He's smart by staying back a half, 2 steps, which he's never going to get his neck corrected by doing that. There, that was perfect timing, and walk off. Slow down, or turn and go. Turn around, go the other way. Snap it now. If he decides he wants to get out in front, you turn and go and give him a crash, and he'll go, whoops, I better stay back. Because you're getting his eyes too. About every 4th step, he looks at you. If he gets out too far, turn and go. There, that was probably the exact amount of pressure he needed. He didn't need much. He knew damn well it was coming. Go. Very nice. Now you can tell he likes to move. He's better off moving. That's what he needs to work on, is just sitting. Because I don't think he gets that very often. All right, bring him back. And let's see the gold one. Did you go? Did you go?
No.
Why don't you go? The gold. I like the golden right where the golden is.
Wait, sit.
Already, Whiskey's giving you nice eyes. Now, be real perfect with your lines. Stop. Now, when you started your turn, you hold that. When you started your turn, you were right here. I said, be real perfect on your lines. And you're there now. So here's where your line is. Here's where your line should go back. Here's where your line should go back. So, like when you turn, I mean like 180 degrees. Because otherwise, we get real rounded, and the dog's not sharp. The dog should move around you. You shouldn't move around the dog. Boy, that's really nice. Okay, now turn. And don't drag her, that's her, right? Don't drag her through the turn. Let her see if she wants to come with you, because I think she will. And if she will, encourage her to speed up a little bit. There, that wasn't bad of an adjustment at all. When they lag behind, like these last 3 have all lagged behind, encourage her to keep up with you. Come on. There. Be very nice. And she responded nice. Kind of waved her tail a little bit. Well, that's pretty good. It's when they're out in front of us that we give them a correction to the next. But when they're behind, encourage them to come. That's pretty. Now speed up. Because this dog is going to want to speed up more than likely. Don't drag her through the turn. Speed up. Get her to pace to go, and now turn. And that was a great turn on your part. Speed up. Turn. Speed up. Encourage her. Come on. There. Get her back up. Speed up a little faster. There you go. And then, now you slow down. There. Did you see that half step? That was what I was looking for. That dog just paused and went, I'll wait for you. That's really nice. And that lead, look how loose that lead is. That was a nice little correction. That was all the subtle, just a bump, just a reminder. It really wasn't a pull on the lead. That's why this right here is what you gave her. That's enough. That's how soft these guys are. We put the slip chain on, and I think people think that means you really, I put it on because when I need a correction, it's sharp. But I can just move the clip, and they can feel it on their hair. And that's how soft it can be to get something out of them. So let's see the golden.
Ready, Kai? Kai here.
Spry, sit down. Now, when he gets out like that, turn and go the other way. So instead of reeling him back in, just opposite direction and go. And when if he's behind you, encourage him. Is that him or her? Her. If she's behind you, encourage her to come keep up with you. Now stop. Now look at your line. We're going around the divider. So we want that line. Your line Rochelle has to be as crisp as Whiskey's was. So it is a complete straight line. So right now, you've covered as much left and right as you did front and back. Hey, I'm calling you Whiskey. Your line was as good as Whiskey's. Okay, so now stop. So I want you to actually move over. I want you lined up right here.
Okay.
A little more, right there. So now I'll serve as a point. I'm not gonna move. So I'm in a spot, and you see the end of the counter, right? The end of the counter is your other point. So I want you to run a straight line between the end of the counter and me each time. So it's like a true 180-degree turn. And if the pup is behind you, encourage her to come. If she's in front of you, especially when you make your turn, that's when she gets a little snap. So she really wants to go to that door. Oh, stop. Take one step to the right. Just so, no, face me. Face me. This has nothing to do with the dog. This is all you. Okay? Over, right there. Right there. So turn around. Walk a straight line out. So first we're going to fix Rochelle, then we'll fix the dog. Perfect. Now stop. Turn. Now you see me and walk straight back to me. Now your line's good. So now that your line's good, your dog will start to understand this. So we know there's a problem when they get close to the door. That dog thinks he's going out the door. Turn. There you go. Check your target. Turn. Here's a distraction. Turn. Stop. There you go. Straight line to me. So then come back to me. Now one thing I'm going to show you. Now I'm going to switch with you. Actually, will one of you guys film this? If you could stand right where I was standing. So, because I want you to be close.
Hand that off to Taylor very quick.
So, one of the things I want. So we're gonna fix your line, and this is important because this is the importance of the precision. Like, one of the things when we do workshops that people are surprised is how precise they make it. So you have to be sharp before they will. But I want you to watch, and I'll show it later because I'll break it down. There was a lot of this with you. And so I want it to be 0 or a 10. 0 or a 10. Now she just went, oh, I didn't do anything. Kaya. It's a 0 or a 10. That wasn't a very good crack. Yep. So this I'm going to adjust because this is something I can control and I can get good mechanics on it. Okay. Yeah. never been asked to actually do this. Now that was a really nice turn. Now here comes the test.
No,
Good
no,
pass.
sit. Sit next to me.
You'll notice how I don't turn this into a game of wrestling.
Nine.
That took a little strength. She dug in and wanted to see, will he really be able to move me? Here it's going to come again. So there's our hiccup right there. So I need to fix that. And what I needed to do is I need her to understand, just follow him around. Jeez, he won't even pull on it. What? That was better. Took one correction that time. This turn's easy for her. This position's really good. It's right here that we run into a problem. There's one correction, so we're getting a little bit better. That's real nice. Leads loose. Let's see if we can do 2 in a row. That's it. You decided to make a good decision. See how quick she's learning? Oh, I just don't fight it and it's not that bad. I changed, I stopped a little early there.
Sit.
I can see these marks in the floor, so I'm usually going past those little drips of spit, and she turns nice. Now if I stop short of it, so I'm going to do a little short to see if she struggles, because this is... Now, after all of that, I'm going to let her know that was good. Made a nice little change. Good. Now she's going to have to go, oh boy, I got to do it again. So she thought she was done. She's not done. Good. See how quick she learned. Like it took 4 times. The first time, she dug in twice. The second time, she dug in twice. The third time, she dug in once. The fourth time, she dug in once. The 5th time, she made it turn. But it was because I had to let her figure out, first off, I'm not trying to hurt you. Like, I literally felt that with her. Felt kind of good, too. I like that. I like feeling them go, that's pretty good. Oh. Now I want you to take it. Okay. Last one, and then we'll heal them all back in. Now one thing, reach down and spin that lead under. So when you do, if you do there, perfect. Look at her tail wave too. A sharp turn, don't round it. Look at her eyes. Turn, spin, and turn. There, with very little correction. Look at her nose almost wants to touch her hand. To go, I'm right here, I'm right here. And you, Rochelle, don't use the lead to drag her around. Give her an encouragement. Come on, come on. And she'll catch up with you. She's behind you, you don't need to pull her.
Okay.
It's when she's out in front you need to pull her.
Okay.
So encourage her to keep up with you. Look, there. You wanted so hard to pull her there, but you went, no. So just, that was it. You adjusted. So, there you go. Help her on. Help her on. Now your hand is too far to slide your hand down further, and then give her a little guide. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Encourage her, no, not pull her, but come on, come on. So this is just a feel thing for you now. There. Very good. In turn. Come on, come on, come on. No lead. Don't. See, it's an old habit of yours. It's definitely a habit to steer her with that lead. Give her a chance. There. So what you got to do is you got to trust that she's willing to do it and give her a chance to, and if she doesn't, then we can correct. But no, your lead's too long. That's why she's cutting it. So yep, let's slide your hand and get her to you. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Encourage her. Come on, come on. Come on, come on. So now she's locking up. She's going, I don't know what you want. There. Way to work through that, because that dog was really confused. So turn. There. And now see how much shorter your lead is than it was before. This is going to help that dog. Turn. There. She wants to shortcut that last turn, so help her with it. Help her with it. There. Get a good turn out of this and we call it a day. There. That's it. Good. Now bring her back in and just have her sit. So, things that I think were very clear was, for a lot of it today, was just figuring out you guys and how you move. The dogs react. But if you guys' movements are not very precise and not routine and not the same thing over and over and over, like she did not know what the hell I wanted when I first started, and her actions showed. Like, we looked like we never danced before together. But by the time we got done, we figured out she knew what to anticipate from me, because I was consistent. I'll watch the video and watch it again, but I bet you my turns were pretty consistent. I bet you my corrections were pretty consistent. And so she adjusted to it to figure out how to make it comfortable. And then all of a sudden, me telling her when she was good, by simply, that's a good girl. You're good, that's it, good decision. I like the decision thing. I think they have a choice. They can make a choice. They can do the right thing or the wrong thing. And when they do the right thing, I let them know. That's a good decision. When they do the wrong thing, I correct it. And I make it so that they can understand. And when they make the change, I just talked the other day about having a short memory as a trainer. Because when they screw up, I have to forget about it very quickly. Because the second they do it right, I have to really be, you're so good. So people think sometimes my tone, boy, he's an angry sucker. I'm mad for like this long, so that the dog goes, oh, don't do that. He doesn't like that. And the second she does it right, I go, well, that's what I want right there. So just spin that camera around to show all of these dogs. So after a session of this, we go, you know what? This wasn't so bad. And I think every one of them gained something. So now we finish it out, we put them back into their places, into their kennels or their cabins, and that's it. And I bet you these dogs are sleeping within 5 minutes, because this was a lot for them. So now if we can figure out how to replicate this, it doesn't need to be an hour. It shouldn't be an hour. Each one of these dogs, you could accomplish this in about 10 to 15 minutes tops. Tops. That one, of the 10 to 15 minutes, 10 of it would just be sitting still. 5 of it would be moving. These ones, I might split it 50-50. Half the time doing this, half the time walking. The nice part about this is now that I got dogs that I can, if you can get to the point where these dogs, you can have confidence that by putting them on place and having them do this, you can have them being trained at the same time you're training the other ones. So now it's not like a shift comes out, a shift goes to the cabin. Now it's a shift comes out, they get worked, then they go on place. That's their second part of their training, while the next group comes out and does this. And then they can go to the cabin, and then the next one can go to the thing. Now you can double the numbers of dogs you're doing at the same time, and you're gaining by the work part of it, you're gaining by the patience part of it, you're getting the work going in and out. So it's just gonna, but today I think we talked more, I hope the takeaway more is you, the people, more than the dog today. We didn't really train any dogs, we just trained dogs. We trained people and the dogs adjusted to us. Okay, so now let's grab them and we'll bring them back. And we'll see what the difference is going back into the cabins as opposed to what it was coming out of the cabins. I think the heel work will probably be a lot better. But what you just practiced Now you implement it. And going forward, the rest of today, you implement it. So every time that dog comes out, we work on that positioning, and we work on this one with positioning, and we work on this one with slowing down. And you might have, this one might take longer to take out every time because you might have to stop 10 times instead of once. And you just stand still. And when the dog settles, then you move. Okay? All right, let's bring him back.
Heel. Heel. Benelli, heel.
There. That was perfect. You responding to him getting excited was, we're just going to sit here for a minute.